At least in 1998, Roberto Baggio went some way to erasing the memories of 1994, when his miss in the shootout in the final resulted in Brazil winning. Italy trailed Chile 2-1 in their opening group game when they were awarded a late penalty. Baggio would take it. There was pressure and some verbal intimidation, but Baggio didn't flinch. It was a real test of character, but Baggio emerged from the ordeal with dignity. In the quarter-final, Italy would meet the hosts, France, who'd beaten weaker opposition in the earlier rounds, but who'd found the going somewhat tougher without the suspended Zinedine Zidane. Their most creative midfielder had shown an aptitude for ill temper against Saudi Arabia and was sent off. Zizou was now back, but this quarter-final at Saint-Denis would not be easy for the French, who had to rely on goalkeeper Fabien Barthez to keep them in the tournament when saving from Christian Vieri. Extra time couldn't produce a golden goal. Penalties, kicked off by Zidane. Then another chance for Baggio to reclaim the affections of the Italian supporters. After scoring, he silenced the French support in more ways than one. Vicente Lizarazu had his penalty saved by the Italian keeper, Pagliuca. Lizarazu would not have to fret for long, as Albertini immediately blew Italy's advantage in this contest. 3 successful penalties follow. Next, the Italian Luigi Di Baggio. He had the job of keeping Italy in the FIFA World Cup. Di Baggio fell to the ground distraught. For the 3rd time in a row, the Italians have been ejected from the FIFA World Cup finals on the penalty shootout. France win the semi-finals and would eventually win the tournament. Moonlit Marseille had an air of anticipation. Brazil versus Holland promised to be a classic. In the end, it lacked quality, but not tension. At the end of extra time, it was 1-1. A typical goal from Ronaldo. And then, to equalise for Holland, Patrick Kluivert with a strong header. The Dutch had faced defeat in a penalty shootout 2 years earlier at Euro '96. Everyone was on edge. Who would keep their nerve? Who would waver? Ronaldo took responsibility for the first penalty. He didn't let Brazil down. Frank de Boer then scored for Holland. Who would break first? Van der Sar was sent the wrong way by Rivaldo. They liked that on the bench. Dennis Bergkamp kept the scores level. Emerson's shot flew high into the net. Nobody had cracked, yet. Philip Cocu was to face Taffarel. The Dutchman couldn't believe what had happened. His country's dreams of reaching their 3rd final were fading. Dunga then stepped up and scored. 4-2. His relief gave way to celebration. Brazil were close to the final. Ronald de Boer was given the task of keeping Holland in the FIFA World Cup. Teammate Kluivert pleaded, but his prayers wouldn't be enough. Taffarel's save propelled Brazil to another FIFA World Cup final. Dennis Bergkamp and Ronald de Boer were speechless. For different reasons, the Brazilians too were also unable to believe it. The FIFA World Cup of 2002 was a wonderful mix of colour, passion and excitement. A tournament welcoming a new continent to the football family, Asia. This was the first time the tournament had been held there, and it was the first to be co-hosted. Japan and South Korea also produced some wonderful performances. Those watching had much to enjoy. And in this FIFA World Cup, penalty shootouts would again play a major role. The real surprises of the tournament were the co-hosts. South Korea, coached by the experienced Gus Hiddink, had been well prepared. They'd beaten European opponents Portugal and Italy in the first and second rounds. Now millions of fans came together to watch the quarter-final in Gwangju against Spain, who just needed a shootout to defeat the Republic of Ireland. The first 90 minutes didn't offer much, except a disallowed goal for the Spanish, Helguera doing some pushing. In extra time, another Spanish effort was disallowed. An assistant ruled that the ball had gone out of play before Morientes headed in. The Spanish were furious. It would be penalties. The massive sea of red in the stadium had seen every kick successfully converted until Spain's Joaquin stepped up. The 20-year-old had been the man of the match. Korea's Lee Won-ye diverted his shot wide. Now the hopes of a nation rested with Hong Myo-bo, who was featuring in his fourth consecutive FIFA World Cup tournament. Could he now take his country into the semi-finals? With that kick, Hong Myung-bo sent the whole country into a frenzy. The hosts had defeated a fourth European team and their FIFA World Cup adventure continued. They were to be defeated by another of the European old guard, Germany, past masters of the tournament, who were themselves to lose to Brazil in the final. The penalty shootout has provided a compelling finale to the game. The addition of the golden goal in the FIFA World Cup 1998 encouraged teams to attack in extra time. But if 30 minutes can't separate them, penalties will. They demand skill, concentration, and courage. Penalties can dim hopes and aspirations, but they can bring colour to the greyest game. They can make dreams come true, and make them come true in the most vivid fashion.